Hello, this is the Progressive Cynic, and in this video I will discuss the new avenues of communication between Iran and the United States. Now, most Americans know that Iran is a major concern for most American politicians. Over the past few years, we've been bombarded with scary news stories about Iran developing nuclear weapons. I'm not going to get into whether or not this is fear-mongering in preparation for war, or whether it's just the media doing its thing and being incredibly sensationalistic with meager facts at best. But I will be discussing how the diplomatic options have actually opened up in recent weeks. A new president has been elected in Iran named Hassan Rouhani, who is probably the most moderate person you could expect to be elected in an Iranian election. He's done several extremely good gestures towards the Western world, including actually discussing things with Obama. They had a phone conversation last week, which was the first direct contact between an American and Iranian president in decades. He also actually, during the Jewish holiday of Rosh Hashanah, one of the high holidays, he tweeted out that he wishes all Jews a happy Rosh Hashanah, including all Iranian Jews. This is an unbelievable departure from the crazy antics of his predecessor, Ahmadinejad. I mean, we all remember his crazy Holocaust denial, call them speeches in front of the UN, where we would always have the representatives from Israel, the United States, and all the allied countries just sort of walking out ostentatiously in front of the cameras. On that note, Rouhani also said that he rejects the criminality of the Holocaust, and he said it was a horrible thing. All of these things combined lead me to believe that we may actually have a diplomatic option for dealing with Iran. Rouhani appears to be a very moderate voice compared to what we've seen coming out of Iran over the past few decades. And there's a good chance that we can actually deal with him. There are two problems to this, however. First and foremost, the president of Iran does not have as much power as he would have, as a president would have in many other countries. The supreme leader of Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei, holds near absolute power, and he has delegated the ability to negotiate with the United States to the president. This means that if the more extreme Ayatollah Khamenei disagrees with something that Rouhani says while talking with the United States, he can just pull his leash and end the discussion. Second issue is there are some hardliners in Iran who are really angry about this. Last week, the president of Iran had his motorcade bombarded with eggs and shoes. The shoe bombardment it's an insult for Middle Eastern people. Their culture sees the bottom of someone's shoe as incredibly dirty, which realistically it is. And so throwing a shoe at someone is considered a great insult. This is where we saw an Iraqi man throw both of his shoes at Bush when Bush was still president. That's where the insult comes from. Well, he may have some serious pushback domestically. All in, I think it's too early to say anything concrete, but Iran and the United States have opened up a dialogue which has not been seen since they actually had their revolution in like decades ago in the late 20th century. Any news at this point is better news than just the ramping up of tensions that we've seen over the past few years. Now, I don't think Iran is ever going to successfully develop a nuclear weapon. Either they're going to stop at nuclear power, or the United States and Israel are going to strike at them. That's just the way I see it. And if we can have a discussion before someone makes a rash action and decides to attack another country, I'm all for that. The diplomatic option is much better than preemptive force. And we don't want another war in that incredibly sensitive region of the Middle East. It's simply not good. And if we can relegate force to the absolute last option, I say that's what we do. I think that these discussions between the Iranian and American presidents need to continue, and that we need to just lay the cards out on the table. Start negotiations rather than aggressive posturing and pointless saber rattling. Thank you. This has been The Progressive Cynic. Please follow my blog, theprogressivecynic.com, and my YouTube channel.